everyone, it's Marcie Bezeker. I am a coach and manager with Fun Stamper's Journey. Why don't you come on in, have a seat, and let's get crafty. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today. Today I wanted to do a couple things. I'm going to do a video that is a learn to stamp. Back to the basics, the very beginning. I have a customer that actually lives out of town, and she wants to learn how to stamp, and she wants to order more product and get really familiar with stamping, and she doesn't have a lot of experience with it. And so I thought this would be a good opportunity to do a video to share with her, but maybe other people out there that are interested in finding a fun hobby but you don't know how to start or where to start. So I'm going to just do some super basics, some different techniques and terms when we talk about something. And when I say something in my video, then maybe you'll get a little understanding of what I'm talking about. So my name is Marcie Bezeker, and I'm a manager with Fun Stamper's Journey. My website is above. Any of the items I'm using today, you will be able to purchase from the website if you're interested. If you have any questions about anything, please leave a message below, and I will answer all of your questions. Okay, so I'm going to start off first because I just got my balloon box, and a balloon box is a kit that you get every month, and I haven't opened it yet. I actually did. I did this part, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to reveal it online because this is the April balloon box, and I've been super excited about it. So I'm going to switch my camera over quickly so we can do this first, and then we'll get busy with everything else. So this is how the beautiful box appears. And it comes just like this in your mail with all these cute little pictures on here of our different products that we have, which I just love. This is a newer box that we just came out with. And then this is how my box came today. So you have the balloon box, unbox creativity. You're going to have all of your directions in here. This is some different ideas, some supplies you might need. And these are some different techniques that we'll be doing. And then step by step for each card that is in this kit. And what I like about this kit is, number one, the instructions are so easy to read. I love that. And you get a full-size stamp set. Look how gorgeous. Let's see if I can get it without the glare. Look how gorgeous this stamp set is. Love life. Have a beautiful day. Love life, and just because. I love just because. Now, one of the secrets that I do with my balloon boxes especially is I like to create them. They're fast, fun, simple, but you also get to learn techniques. And in every kit, there's a technique to learn on, almost every card. See if I can get this to zoom in just right. But what I love about it is sometimes I just leave the sentiment off. Because like this card is absolutely beautiful, but what if I need a birthday card or a sympathy card or a get well card? I like these as my go-to cards. If I'm not making it for somebody specific, and let's say my husband comes home and says, oh, I need a get well card, then this is a perfect thing to have at last minute on hand if I need one. So that's kind of the tip I like to share is, even though the sentiments are beautiful, I also like to do duplicate cards at a time sometimes too. So I love these. I think they're daisies. Daisies always make me smile. If they're not daisies, they still make me smile. They kind of look like they are. And what I like about these is the texture and the stamps. It's so fun. So you also get 4 envelopes. And then you get the 4 card kits. And you can see you get all the fun embellishments and the sparkle. There looks like there's a leaf in there right here. And so sometimes it tells us what to use. So if we want to make extra cards and do this technique and have multiple cards, they'll let us know what to purchase for our kits. Like it would tell us this leaf and this color ribbon, this color paper, the little pearls. So you get everything. And all of the items in our kits are actual items that we sell. So for example, here, these little rhinestones I have, well, they're almost gone, but, well, they're partially gone, but we sell those. We sell this, we sell all of this stuff in here. So it's not just something that you're going to do one time and never use again. If you'd like to duplicate the cards, maybe change the color, change the sentiment, you can see that these two are different folds, and I'll go over that with you too. And so there's just a lot of fun things, and this is really a great idea for beginners. It gives you a lot of techniques. Like I said, you have your envelopes. You don't have to go buy a box of special envelopes or a whole pack of paper when you've got everything here to do. And then you get a beautiful full-size stamp set. And so this is, look at how the detail is. It's just gorgeous. Okay, and then there's your instructions. And that is my beautiful bloom box that I'm so excited about. All right. So now what I'm going to show you a little bit about stamping. So I pulled out our new Coffee Helps stamp, and this one is coming out of our new mini catalog. So with Fun Stamper's Journey, we have a mini catalog always going along the side of our large catalog. This is our large catalog. It is 335 pages long. 335. So there is a lot of stuff in here. So if you just open it up, here's some inspiration here. These are dies. And so you can make all of these cards. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll look at a card and say, I love this card. I want a copy of it. And so here is some examples. And sometimes the card, I might change it up a little bit. I might say, I love this, but I want to do electric lime and turbo teal, and I can change up the colors. So there's just a lot that you can do, but there's inspiration on every page. Look at how pretty these are. There's just so much, so many fun examples. So this is just gives you a little idea of our catalog, and there's always samples in it, and that goes with this Project Me series. And now we're into holidays. So we can just flip through and we can get to nature. And so there's all different kind. Now, another thing to learn about our catalog is the outline is green. That means we have dies to match. So you'll notice we have the stamp set, we'll have the die, and then we have the bundle. And the bundle, you save a little money when you purchase the bundle, which means the stamps and the dies together. Now this one you'll notice does not have the green outline. This does not have a die matching it. So you're going to notice that as you go along. When you're looking for certain things, you'll notice that it has a die. This one does not. Okay, so just flipping through the childhood, how precious is that? Shaker cards, it just gives you all kinds of different ideas. How sweet is that? So there's a ton of inspiration in the catalog. Lots of fun, lots of color, and you'll come across things. And if you have a question on how to create it and you're a newer stamper and you're not quite sure what they did, please ask me and let me know. And I can find that out for you, or I might even be able to look at it and just tell you. Okay, so that's a little bit about the catalogs. The mini catalogs are just good. Like this one's April through June. It just started this week, and there's so much fun stuff in here. Look how cute this is. And I'm working on, I'll show you what I'm working on right now. So this is my muffins that I did. And I haven't created the cards yet, but they're in the make. But I just love this set with this little muffin but love. So fun stuff. So sometimes you can just look at these and get some inspiration. And look at this elephant. How cute. And it stamps gorgeous too. Okay, so that's a little bit about the catalog. And when I explained that it has dies versus not, you kind of understand that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stamp set And this is how I package them. When they come, like in the bloom box, this comes in like a cellophane bag. What I do is I purchase the pouches because this is how I like to store my stamps. And then I put this, it's a gusseted, so I put it in the front and I slide that down, and then I get the smaller pouches and I put my dies in there. And then I just slide them back here. There's plenty of room because it is gusseted. So I just slide them back in there so that everything's all together. So just so you can see that. All right, this is actually this little piece of paper, so hopefully my camera stays in focus. It kind of goes in and out. I haven't figured that part out yet, but all right. So what I'm going to do is show you a little bit about stamping and how our stamps work. Our stamps are red rubber and they're etched nice and deep. See if you can see that. Nice and deep etched rubber. Okay, so this one I've used before, but I'm going to use it and show you. Now, what Fun Stampers Journey has done is going forward, they've been trying to fill up every little piece of the rubber that you have. So for example, we have the little beans and the steam and everything that we could fit on the rubber. So you don't have wasted rubber and wasted stamp. They want to give you the bang for your buck. You get a lot of quality here, a lot of quantity and quality. So this is something to think about too. I like keeping the larger rubber on here. Some people like to take it off, but I like to because then I know if something's missing. And it does say 11 stamps on the front, but I don't want to say which is the 11th stamp that's missing. I don't know. So it could be as little as the beans or a cup, and I wouldn't know unless I match them up. It's so much easier to just know I have one stamp missing, and that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, so now for putting your stamp onto blocks. So what I'm going to show you is really important. So if you have this block and you want to put your coffee on there, it's not a good fit. I can tell you right here. You can see it's hanging off over here. It's a little bit off on the edges on the sides. And so this size is not a good size block because you're not going to get all of your edges nice and crisp. So that's not going to work for that one. When you do this one, it fits, but you have a lot of space. And when you stamp, you don't want to rock it or turn it or tilt it. And it's easy to do when you have such a small piece of rubber on the block. So this block is just right. It's like Goldilocks. So this one you can see you have all of your edges on. Everything's on the block, nice and neat. You have a good firm grip. Our blocks have these nice rounded edges. So they're so nice to put your hands on and use. You don't have those sharp edges that are really uncomfortable. And so this is really nice. My light's moving because I have a new puppy. I'm hoping he cooperates during the video. But at the door he was barking, so I couldn't leave him out. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your stamp and you just want to ink it up. You don't have to press super hard, just kind of ink it up. And now when you stamp, you're going to go straight down. I like to just hold it there for a second and then pick up. And there's your stamp. So again, I just ink it up a little bit, press, and you don't have to press super hard. You don't have to be pushing it like this. Just press and then let go. Okay, so that's super, super simple. Okay, and then let's say we're going to use the tiny little beans. Get them out. Okay, so you're going to get the tiny little beans, and there's a little tiny block here that you can put them on. And that's okay because that is the only block. That's as small as I have. And you just ink them up and put them on. Now, if I were going to stamp a second time, that is called a second generation stamp. So if I'm talking about a second generation stamp, That means I've stamped once and I stamped again, or I stamped and then I stamped on because I wanted a second generation stamp, which means I didn't want it so dark. So you can see the difference there. Okay, so that's a second generation stamp. And we have this amazing, so if I can reach it, cleaner. It is a fusion, a true color fusion cleaner. Our inks are true color fusion. They're acid-free ink pads, and it is a blend between pigment and dye. So we have a special cleaner, and I just spray it on a little microfiber towel, and it comes right off. All the ink comes right off. I tend to prefer to put it onto a towel versus onto the stamp because it does have a like an oil type base in it, but this way it conditions my stamps just enough, but doesn't keep my stamps really oily in case I need to use them again right away. So that works really good. So if you look at the stamp set, it looks like it's brand new because I did not use, because I cleaned my stamps. All right, so that's a little bit about stamping and how to use the right size blocks. Now I'm going to show you what our die machines are. So first I'm going to bring over the Amaze machine. And so when I have the Amaze machine, this is our smaller machine. When you purchase this, you will get all of the plates you need. You will get our magnetic plate, which has a lot of magnets in it. You can see them if I turn, well, all these circles right here, those are all magnets. And then here's our instructions right here. You get all of the plates it tells you that you need. All comes with this machine, okay? So to die cut, I've been asked, what is a die? So you're gonna put your paper down. So here are my dies that went with my coffee sets. So I'm going to, okay, so this one goes with this one. This one goes here. This one goes here. And this one goes with that. So we're using this one. I'll put these up. And you're just going to lay it over your coffee. There's a little blade, a little sharp edge around. So you're going to just face that down. You're going to go ahead and put your other plate, now your paper and your cutting, no matter what kind of material or type of cutting you're doing, and I'll show you a different example, everything goes in between the two orange plates. Okay, you never cut onto your magnetic plate. So you just lay that down, and all you do is roll it through, and there is your coffee cup. Nice and neat, no need to cut it out, which is called fussy cutting. If I did not have a die for this, I would use my little scissors and I would be cutting this out myself. That is called fussy cutting. So when I say you need to fussy cut it, that probably means there's not a die. I always get the dies because it just saves a lot of time. And a lot of times I do multiples and it just is much, much faster. So there's your coffee, and I could do the same with this one, but I will spare you and show you something else that this machine does. Now again, this is our Amaze machine, and this is the smaller of the two machines. If you want to look at the catalog, or you want a catalog, let me know. You can go to my link, and I'll share it again in a bit. You can go to the link and you can click on there, and at the top of my website it says catalogs, and you can take a look at both catalogs. Just so you know, they're both right there for you to look at. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to use a steel roll die. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this magnetic plate because you'll see the thickness, and basically what this is a base to, I'm going to zoom out just a bit so you can see a little better. it's a base to, oh, I guess that's it, for the thickness so that you can cut things. So with the steel rule die, it's also thick. So now remember what I said, you're going to have the paper, which I'm going to switch to a green, and the cutting item, whatever you're cutting with, is in between the two orange, okay? So right now I'm going to cut these leaves. And on the bottom right there, you can see what it is. This is called Timeless Foliage, and it has the leaves. So I'm just going to lay this on there. If you push it lightly, there's a blade. It's not a blade like a razor blade that's going to cut you, but it's a steel rule die. So there's a blade in there that cuts with pressure. So you're going to put your paper, and you're going to put this on top, and the same thing, you're going to roll it through. Now you'll notice that these pieces of paper that fit in this machine are a half a sheet of paper. All right. So now, here's your leaf. Be careful of the little leaves. There's one. And there's one. Okay, so there are your leaves. This is a steel rule die. Now, what's nice about a steel rule die is you could put several sheets of paper and cut multiples out at a time. And sometimes when I do that, I like to go through and then come back through, just so I make sure that it's cut a couple times on top of each other. Make sure it gets all the way through and everything's nice and crisp and clean. And so then you have all of these different leaves, and there's so many different steel rule dies that are a lot of fun. So there's that. So this is the Amaze again. So what I'm going to do is put this aside and show you our other machine. Our other machine is called the Platinum. By far, the Platinum is my favorite because it does everything, and I'll show you what I mean. So the Platinum machine is a much larger machine. Not much larger to where you can't move it around, but it is much larger. And I am going to try, let's see here. Move those out of the way. So the Platinum machine opens like this, and it has a handle here, and it has the turning knob. Move this up right over here. You can't see it. I don't know why my camera seems really low for this, but I'm going to show you what it does. So you get the same plates like this. So you get the magnetic plate again. The magnetic is all on this side here. This one is not, because you can also emboss embossing folders. So here's your two plates. Same thing, you can put your paper with your dies here and cut. And you'll notice that this one is 8.5 by 11. So it's a much larger. Here's a full sheet of paper right here, and it will go through the machine. So you could do several flowers and coffee and leaves and whatever you want on here, and die cut them all at the same time, okay? But what I'm going to do today is we're going to move the magnetic plate aside. And then what is really great about this machine is it has large steel rule dies you can purchase. This one is called Summer Bouquet. Right now, Summer Bouquet. And you get all of this right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you. Again, you put the orange plate down. You put your steel rule die down. I'm going to put my paper on top of it. And then my orange again. Now, what I like about this machine is it will also handle the smaller dies like this. It will also handle the dies, the little dies, like the coffee dies that I showed you. Okay. But there are not only steel rule dies, but there's also dies that are larger for pockets for our planners, or to make bigger things. And so it's not just all steel wool, but we do have larger dies that will only fit this machine. So this machine handles everything. So let's drop the big flower. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to move this out of the way. But all of these flowers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers. It looks like 4 leaves, all one cut, one time through. So, and there's lots of different things that you can cut with the steel rule. So that gives you a little information about the 2 different machines. So this one is called the Platinum. The larger one is a Platinum machine. The smaller one is an Amaze machine. Now, I know there's so much more to learn about stamping, and I can answer any questions for you. I'm going to show you something else really quickly when I'm talking about embossing. And I didn't do an embossing folder, but this is what it looks like after you emboss. See the texture on this paper? Okay, so you see that texture? That's a plastic. Let me grab you the folder. That's a folder. That you would put a piece of paper in, and then you would change out some plates, and it will show you what the different plates are to use right on top of the machine on the magnetic plate on how to do your embossing folder. But basically I took a plain piece of paper and I put it in this folder. You can see the pretty design on it. And you just put your paper on there, close it up, and run it through the machine. And that's how you get this amazing texture on your paper. And that adds so much to a card. Okay, so that's what you, when I say an embossing folder. Now, heat emboss is a little bit different. So I'm going to pick out a coffee cup again. I'm going to get something a little more bold that you can see better. I'm going to get the words. All right, so this one works. So what you do with this is you get a clear pigment ink pad. And this is called heat embossing. So you're going to just stamp here, and it looks like nothing. And you're going to stamp it on your paper. Okay, and then you're going to take, in this instance, I'll take gold. And I like to use coffee filters. They're just quick and easy. And you can fold them right back up and put them right back into your item here. And this, I just got, it's just a seasoning little deal. Okay, so there it is in gold. Okay, now what you're going to do is heat emboss this. So give me just a minute. I'm going to let you watch it while I heat it. And you're going to see it turn shiny. And you don't want to hold it exactly in one place because you'll burn the paper. Okay, see how it's starting to turn? Let me see. There we go. So you can start seeing it. And there, now it's all embossed. That's how fast it is. So now you can see it's all embossed in gold. It's dry, but it's raised. What it is the embossing powder, like teeny tiny, tiny micro pieces of like plastic. And I don't think it's plastic, but whatever it is, it melts. And it's just super cool. Now, this is what you would fussy cut out when I say you cut out something out. And just a quick tip on cutting out, I tend to cut bigger like that and get it. And now you always want to move the paper, not the scissors. So just kind of do this and then just kind of move it how you want it. I'm doing this really quickly just to give you an idea. But let's just say you always want to move the paper, not your scissors. And I'm just doing this super fast just so you can kind of see. So move the paper. So if that makes sense to you, just move the paper. It's much better for you. You get a cleaner cut, and don't look at that. It's really ugly, but I just did it really quick. I wanted to show you how I move the paper, not my scissors. Okay, so there's that. Clean this off. Now, one more thing I'm just going to show you really quickly is what to do with the glaze. Our Journey glaze is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to show you what to do with our glaze and our sparkle. So I'm going to find an image here that is a little thicker. All right, I'm going to choose this here. All you do, I'm going to choose the star. So I'm going to take the star, put it on my little block, and it fits on this one great. Another idea, a thought about this is you want to not use the grid side. You want to use this side because you don't want ink to get in your grids. But they're nice to have too, especially if you're doing text and you want it to line up with stamping. And then plus this grid here helps you. So if you have a smaller piece of paper, you can kind of line up everything and it's really helpful. But for now, I'm going to show you how to do this star. So let's do it in Candy Apple. Okay, so I'm going to do Candy Apple Red Star right here. Oops, and now I shook that too much and I've got something on my stamp. So hold on one second. Oh, I thought I did. See how this is? It's like a distressed look. So I thought I had something on my stamp. It's a brand new set I haven't used yet, so that's how it's supposed to be. So we'll just stamp one over here. I rocked it, and you don't want to rock. So remember, straight down and straight up. And that's what you get when you rock. So if you rock it at all, I wanted to make sure I got the tips, but I had no problems going straight down and up and getting the tips. That's what I rocked on, so you don't want to rock. Okay. So now what you're going to do is I'm going to glaze it. So let me see if I can pull you in a little bit. Okay. So you're going to get a glaze. There it is. And this one is the 2 ounce. We have 2 ounce and 4 ounce. Okay. And let me get it started. Just like any glue, it can get a little dry on the tip. I want to clean that off. Of course. All right. So of course the good old pin trick. I'm going to poke in my glue here. So the Journey glaze is clear. It dries clear. So when you put it on, You're going to leave it for a little bit if you want it to just dry clear and shiny. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it. Oh, here it comes. So just lightly go where you want it to go on the star. So I'll show you in a second how shiny it is. And it's Journey Glaze. And this is great to go over. If I wouldn't have embossed this, I would have glazed it. So I just put a little bit of Journey Glaze on. And this one, I'm not being so precise about it because I am going to put crystal cuts over it. Get my tool here. So I went a little on the outside with the glaze, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit right there. Okay, so you can see how shiny it is. So now what I want to do is I want to take my crystal cuts, and I just took a bunch of jars and put them in my little seasoning containers. And I just laid it on the glaze because it's like a glue, and it does work as glue too. My husband has even used it for things he needed really good glue, and it worked great. So there's the chunky stars. So if you have the Journey Glaze, which is amazing to add sparkle or shine to any project, that's the chunky one. So this is crystal cuts. We also have sparkle cuts, and those are a lot smaller. Sparkle dust, and they're a lot smaller. So there you go on that. So I hope this helped you a little bit today on how to fit your stamps with your blocks, what the difference is between the dry emboss and heat embossing. So you've got the embossing folder, and then you've got the embossing powder with your heat gun. And so all of those items, anything that you're interested in, are all at this website above. You can go there and look around, look at the catalog. There's 2 different ones, like I mentioned. So those are kind of fun to look at and see what kind of different things we have. And we have a lot, there's so much more to tell you, but I just wanted to show you a little bit about kind of like a stamping 101, get your idea on how to put your stamps on blocks, how to do dry embossing, what's the difference with the machines and the different plates and what do they mean. You do get more plates that go with the embossing folders and that kind of thing, and it shows you exactly how to sandwich the machine. So when you get both of your plates, it will give you the little directions on what to use going forward and going down. What you don't want to do is, if you can see my plate, I had somebody accidentally put the circle die right onto the plate. So you don't want to do that. So it'll still work because you're going to put the other plates over it. But just so you know, that's what you don't want to do that. So I hope this helped. If you have questions, please leave a message below. I get a notification and I will answer back as soon as I can. And if you have any questions about product, or if you'd like to see any other product videoed or learn how to use it, just please let me know and I can take care of that for you and get a video going. Like I said, this customer requested this because she is brand new and she doesn't know anything about stamping and wants to do it. So it'll be a lot of fun. So really quickly, again, the Bloom Box is a kit you can receive monthly. You can either buy it month to month, or you can buy a 6-month subscription, and it will automatically just bill you at the beginning of the month, and it will be shipped out right after. I ordered mine on the 1st of the month this month, and I've already received it. So they'll ship them out, and you get them between the 5th and the 7th, depending on the weekend dates and that kind of thing. So this is to think about here. Also, your codes are down here. So if you want a 6-month or if you want an a la carte. A la carte is first come, first serve. I highly recommend that you do that at the beginning of the month so that you can get it as soon as you can. Here's a little closer picture of the one that I just opened. These are the cards we'll be making. And also, I do have a video on silks and splashes, and during the month of April, the silks and splashes are 20% off, which is an amazing deal. I highly recommend at least the sparkle silk to start with that. You'll love it. Thanks for joining me today. If I can help you with anything else, please let me know. If you're interested in becoming a coach, also please message me. You can go look up details on my website also, but I can help you with that too. I do have a Facebook page that is Marcie's Fun Stampers Journey, and I post products and items, classes, and other fun items on there. So please go over and like that. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel so you can get a notification for my next videos. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.